TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rearview glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth, not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth.
Yeah.
Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them, move. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to across the states to across the pond. Salute. Salute, salute, salute. Man, I appreciate everybody that's on here rocking with me today, man. Y'all the truth. I appreciate y'all. Man, we early. Y'all on here with me, huh? But this your boy RFD, a.k.a. Ray from Dallas. All right? And I want to let everybody know I appreciate y'all to death, right? And y'all just the truth, right? So this will be a real quick 15-second turn up just to show my appreciation and love for this. Man, oh. And before we get started, man, shout out to Conzilla, shout out to Jody in the building, shout out to the other Mary B's there, shout out to the General. I mean, MC Kazi G, the new sensation. Oh, they can't touch him on his worst day. Shout out to my God. Shout out to the beautiful Nina, the beautiful Nafaris, the beautiful I am the boss. Pretty Kooky. Naughty Dog, beautiful Kathy, beautiful Pretty Kooky, man, what's poppin'? How y'all living? I mean, I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I hope y'all hit that like button, share, right? And if y'all can support the channel, we got the Cash App and the Venmo on top. I mean, it go a long way, help the channel grow. And I appreciate everybody who always rock with me. If y'all want to get a membership, you can get a membership. All of that. So, let's get to it. Does Adam Deitch represent change or more of the same? The biggest question in Massachusetts. Let's take this walk. Shout out to the beautiful Luna in the building. Ooh, I appreciate you, sweetheart, for that Venmo. Let me turn you up real quick. Let me tell her, thank you so much. You're such a darling. Oh my God. Let me tell you, let me do some gangster lean with you because that's how I'm coming, man. I'm so indebted. Shout out to Kevin from South Boston. Hey, the beautiful Jody say he will be a huge change. We're going to have to see. We are going to have to see. And I'm definitely paying close attention, right? So, does Adam D represent change or more of the same? The biggest question. Let's take this walk. Man, I was so on one. I was so on. Shout out the fridge in the building. I was so on one. Man, the goat. Oh, the beautiful Laura Arnado. She just did it, y'all. She turned me up. So y'all know we got to turn her up real quick. We got to turn her up. Man, thank you, beautiful Laura Ornado. I love you to death. Thank you so much. Shout out to my dog, the Ultra Mega Dog. Just shout out to everybody, man. Um, Shout out to y'all. Because y'all the reason why I'm here. You know? She said, yeah, old school. You know how I'm coming. Y'all the reason why I'm here, right? And I got one question today for everybody. Right? Because look, like I said, I was watching the GOAT. I mean, I missed the GOAT because I was on live going over Richard Allen. So I had to flip back after I got to put him on. So I got one question today. One question that every single one of y'all who vote in Massachusetts ought to be asking before you walk into that voting booth. Real talk. Can you trust the next district attorney? I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to ask the question that too many people are afraid to ask. Because trust isn't built overnight. Or what we done seen happen in Massachusetts the last 4.5 years and years before that. Massachusetts has been known to be corrupt. So trust isn't built overnight. It takes years of honesty, transparency, accountability, and doing right even when nobody is watching. Oh my, really? Now, everybody in Massachusetts, look around for me. Look around, please. Look around. To the left, to the right, up, down. Look around. For years, y'all watched the controversy after controversy surrounding the Massachusetts justice system. We seen the bullshit investigations question. We seen public debate whether the prosecution, over the prosecution. We seen motherfuckers arguing that confidence in the system has been shaken. It ain't no arguing, that's the truth. Because it has been shaken. Shout out to my dog, Kevin from South Boston. I know everybody got questions, and you should. So now, Adam Deitch wants to become district attorney. And that's exactly why this matters. This isn't about attacking someone personally. This isn't about assuming guilt. This isn't about saying someone can't be trusted. It's about asking whether trust has been earned. Because once someone becomes district attorney, they're making decisions that can change lives forever. the decisions that affect a lot of victims. Michael Proctor, Sean Good, and the rest of you sorry son of a bitches down there. Like, real talk. Shout out to the beautiful Lacey. And that's not a position, right? Like, look, them decisions will affect your family, defendants, witnesses, the entire community. And that's not a position where people should simply hand over their confidence because someone says, vote for me. No, the people deserve answers. The people deserve transparency. The people deserve accountability. And most importantly, the people deserve to ask every difficult question without being told to stay quiet. I rock with Massachusetts. I know how it is up there. If you are asking for one of the most powerful jobs, think about it, then y'all have every right to ask whether that person is going to restore confidence or whether they'll continue to have the same concerns that y'all been having for years. And I'm sorry for that. So that's how we coming today. Because we ain't gonna let nobody, not saying there is, give you that blind trust, that blind skepticism, just asking every question every voter deserves to ask. Because I see everybody high on him. And I'm not saying don't be high on him. But can Massachusetts trust Adam Deitch? Because in the end, trust isn't promised. Right? That's just the truth. Trust isn't promised. So, as we see the President of the United States, and I'm going to mix it in because I got a lot to talk about. The President of the United States, a lot of presidents, a lot of congressmen, they tell you what they're going to do, then it's the opposite. That's why it's so important, especially this time with Massachusetts. Y'all got to make sure y'all make the right decision. And that's clear cut. No debating. So, we got questions today. But before we get to questions, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know Adam Deitch, don't got no problem with him, but it was a couple of things when I was watching the GO today that bothered me, right? But we just gonna play a couple of clips. They real short. Him introducing himself, talking about a little things, right? And then y'all know it really bothered me because I'm like this. Like, fam, this position right here, in my opinion, like this position in Indiana, but this one right here is the most important position in the world right now as a DA. And like I said, I came in this game because of the corruption, what was happening to the GOAT in that crooked ass part of town, right? So, like, I don't care how nobody feel. If I ain't saying I don't like this guy. I don't know him. I'm just asking Massachusetts, do you really trust Adam Deitch? Do you? I want to know. After everything y'all been through, can y'all quick cut no debate and say y'all really trust Adam Deitch? Or, because that's who I see everybody going for. But I was looking at the chat, afterwards, I was like, damn. Like, and the reason why my live should have been ended, I had my do not disturb on, so I didn't even get the GO notification, so I could go over there, you know. right? You know, so I had to catch it afterwards, right? But I was looking at all the conversations. Boy, y'all was Adam Deitch, Adam Deitch. Basically, shout out to the beautiful Jordan in the building. That's what I seen. And I'm like, damn. Is everybody quick to play their hand like that? You know, before the process is through, that quickly after knowing what y'all been through and knowing how that town is, are y'all really ready to do that? I'm asking. So today we got questions. Today, we got questions. One second. I do. Y'all know how I do. I'm on that bullshit again. Let me tell y'all a little story about me. In the boxing world, my name is Mr. IOTBA. The acronyms for IOTBA is Mr. Undeniable. Hold up. Mr. These boys can't touch me. Daisy if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does go tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pose. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do. You're a daisy if you do. R-U-L. All aces in my hand. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Y'all. I'm sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry about that. Boom alert. Now, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so much, Dad. Mary B. Oh, I ain't shit, Emma. I'm a blunder if I do, right? Because that's me, right? I'm a blunder. Y'all know it ain't no purpose. Y'all know it ain't no purpose, right? But thank y'all so much. um, I, 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 I don't I didn't necessarily too much like he's a love y'all too. He's a well-spoken man, right? He a well-spoken man, smart guy, all of that. But I feel like this. He said some things. I was like, what? And she had to make him answer the question. Like, right? She had to do that. And like I say, I'm just telling you, he did. I mean, he a well-spoken guy. But I didn't. necessarily like how he answered that question because I understand politicians are politicians. Y'all get that, right? Don't ever get that confused and think a politician ain't gonna still be a politician. And I feel like the questions he asked, it should have been direct answers. And we're gonna get to it. Let Adam Deitch introduce himself.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Christina. It's great to be here.
I'll give you the same starter question I gave everybody, which is also probably the easiest. Introduce yourself and tell us why you're running.
Of course. I'm Adam Deitch, and until November, I was a federal prosecutor at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston. I was doing mostly public corruption cases around Massachusetts, but ultimately had a series of cases taking place in Norfolk County. And it got to a point where I was looking at case after case, and I literally said out loud, what on earth is going on in Norfolk County? So I launched this campaign, and I'm running now full-time because I believe what this DA's office needs is wholesale, cultural, systemic change, the kind of change that can only come from a change in leadership, ideally an outside perspective, somebody who has experience prosecuting police misconduct cases and public corruption cases.
Okay. Okay, Deitch. I like that, but um, corruption been going on for a long time now, not just this case. And he was a federal prosecutor or something like that he was, right? And so like I say, I'm skeptical. And shout out to cars in the building. On anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. This man might if he might win, he might do a great job, but I don't know. I'm asking y'all, can y'all really trust him? Is y'all just gonna reach out and touch him just because he's the next candidate, right? Or is y'all gonna pay attention to every word that he say? Let's get to it, the next clip.
Cases.
Why would you leave a federal job to try and be a county district attorney?
Yeah, so I think, for the longest time, being a federal prosecutor was my dream job. And when I got a job in the Boston U.S. Attorney's Office, one of the most elite prosecutors' offices in the entire country, I was beyond excited. Coming back to New England, where I grew up, and I loved every minute of that job. But literally, I started working on cases in Norfolk County and saw things happening that made me realize this district attorney's office is broken, and I am uniquely situated to solve those problems.
Okay. You say it's broken. You uniquely fitted to solve them problems. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next clip.
Okay, I've asked everybody this as well, and since you're talking about how you feel like an outsider needs to come in, what would your plan be if you were elected to this position, as far as staffing goes? There are people who've worked there for decades. Would you be cleaning house? Would you be making people reapply to their jobs? What would your plan be?
It's a great question, and I think, first of all, the next DA is going to have to demonstrate a level of firm, thoughtful, decisive leadership. I think, number one, there are a lot of things this DA's office does well, and there are people who are career public servants who go into work every day, they work hard, they do the right thing. I want to embrace and strengthen the things the DA's office does right. But I think what's happened over the past few years is that it's not just me, and I'm sure it's not just you. A lot of people have seen how broken aspects of what this DA's office has become. And so we're going to need to make real changes. And nothing will happen overnight, by the way, but we're going to have to be firm and decisive about what is broken and how to fix it, and bringing in new blood and new people to handle some of those tasks. It's not just the DA's office and the prosecutors and the legal staff. It's also the state police detective unit that is housed at the DA's office. Right. They report up to the DA, and they lead investigations of unattended deaths throughout Norfolk County, including, of course, in the death of John O'Keefe and the death of Sandra Birchmore as two very high-profile examples.
He say he not happy with them, but they okay. They good. That's what he losing me at. Like, and I'm sorry, y'all, right? Because he said, they it need to be a clean sweep, sir. Like they not okay, right? They not okay, and I truly didn't like that answer. That's just me, right? But it's politician talk, and everybody is politicians. But I like the real, especially when you going after the biggest job in Massachusetts right now. Like, didn't like him saying they was okay. No, they not. Like for years, it has been corruption in the railroad and Michael Proctor and all the rest of them. I mean, I just didn't like that answer. That's just me personally. Let's get to the next small clip.
But your plan is not to come in and fire everyone.
No, and I know there's a candidate in the race who has said that everyone in the office is going to need to reapply for their jobs. That is not my message at all.
Okay.
And I think I want to meet people where they are. I want to be thoughtful about the leadership of the office, and I want to make sure that I get to know people who are there before making some of the more significant personnel changes that ultimately will need to be made. I'll also say this: it won't just be me. I intend to bring in a team to help me lead the office, to balance out my federal criminal experience with state criminal experience. And the key aspect there is I will bring people who've been supervisors in other DA's offices, for example, who share my values and share my positive vision for the future of the Norfolk County DA's office.
Now, did y'all like that answer? Press 1 if yes, press 2 if no. I know there ain't that many of us on here, but I just need to know. Press 1, yes, 2 if no. I just want to know if y'all liked it, that answer. And then I'll make my statement. You don't got to say nothing. I mean, just please. Just press 1 yes, 2 no. I'm going to play it again to get y'all. It's just 37 seconds. Please participate.
But your plan is not to come in and fire everyone.
No, and I know there's a candidate in the race who has said that everyone in the office is going to need to reapply for their jobs. That is not my message at all.
Okay.
And I think I want to meet people where they are. I want to be thoughtful about the leadership of the office, and I want to make sure that I get to know people who are there before making some of the more significant personnel changes that ultimately will need to be made. I'll also say this: it won't just be me. I intend to bring in a team to help me lead the office, to balance out my federal criminal experience with state criminal experience. And the key aspect there is I will bring people who've been supervisors in other DA's offices, for example, who share my values and share my positive vision for the future of the Norfolk County DA's office.
I'm still looking for a 1 or 2. So with no answer, like, it means undecided, right? Y'all undecided. Well, let me tell you how I feel. I hated that answer. I hated it. And then for him, like I say, he an intelligent dude, and I just hated that answer. He say, no, I won't. But I know it's another candidate say, everybody in that motherfucker gonna have to reapply. That's the answer I wanted to hear. Because the way they did Karen Reed and the way they doing the GOAT right now, that's what the fuck I'm thinking about. That's who I'm thinking about. Right? And for him to say no, but then try to say, oh, I know my other candidate, the other candidate said that everybody gonna have to reapply, as they should. They did a horrible job, sir. So what do y'all think about him saying that no, he's not gonna do that, and it's another candidate saying he will? Like, don't everybody feel like they need a clean house in that whole department? Remember, the GOAT, served the more time than anybody. And he's a journalist. Think about that. They need to fire everybody in that motherfucker. So, like I said, I didn't like that. I hated that answer. And then for him to try to say, oh, one of the candidates said that they will. Well, sir, I love that answer. Because they see the bullshit, the railroad, everything they done put the GOAT through. The GOAT got to walk around looking over his shoulders. It's so many spiteful motherfuckers who was corrupt out here, going mad at the GOAT. And, the GOAT got to stay safe every day because he exposed their ass. So I didn't like that answer at all. That really turned me off. I was like, damn, you're not going to fire everybody? Or you're not going to do like, who the other candidate is, I got to watch him next. Like the other candidate said, everybody gonna have to reapply. I mean, that's what I want to hear. So I hated that answer, y'all. I truly did. This ain't the full aspect. Like I said, this him, it's getting serious now, right? It's getting serious. So I truly hated that answer where he said, "No, I'm not going to fire everybody." Unlike another candidate who said he gonna make everybody reapply as they should, the way they fucking railroaded the goat, Mr. Deitch. Like, sir, I really hope if you do win, because I can't vote, if you win, I hope you do make everybody reapply. Because listen, it's no time to try to weigh everybody out because everybody gonna be on their best behavior. So even though he said he gonna bring people in and like whoop de whoop, I didn't like that answer. So I'm asking everybody to participate with me again. If you like the answer where he said no, he's not gonna fire everybody, and he said another candidate, he said he gonna make everybody reapply. If you like his answer, press 1. Say he's not gonna fire, if you don't like it, press 2. I'm just saying. Listen, the goat got fucking railroaded. The goat done spent $1 million on fucking attorney fees and counting. Got this golf tournament coming up in a month, which I know is gonna be a fun event, but that's the golf tournament to help raise fees to help pay these high ass lawyer bills he got. Damn, is y'all scared to speak out against this man or something? It ain't nothing personal. Like, I don't have no problem with him. I'm just listening to what he said, and I think about the GOAT, Karen Reed. Like, that woman, man, look, a heist almost got happened because of this office. A heist almost happened because of this office. Damn, why is everybody scared? Push 1 or 2. Damn. Oh, wow. And this ain't going against him. You have to wait in Massachusetts. This is serious. Like, this is y'all constitutional rights and making sure y'all get the right person in there. Because it has to stop. And the person who most affected is the GOAT. And I was with the GOAT too when he said, man, I ain't like his answer talking about I moved to Norfolk or whatever he said, because to be here, like whoop the whoop. He said he used some sort of GOAT so called. I was like, damn, that's a word that I would never thought of, but it was like he basically like it ain't kissing ass. That ain't it, but a term of him, I don't know, politician shit. Politician shit. And I didn't like that answer either. Let's go to the next clip.
Okay. Let's talk about Proctor a little bit. I'm going to kind of go reverse order with you than I have with others. Michael Proctor's text messages. I'm going to start in the past and then I'm going to talk about the future. His text messages were, federal investigators were made aware of them first, you likely being one of them because you're working in the office at the time. Then they became public knowledge during a state trial in 2024. Then even more text messages were revealed, public knowledge, honestly, a month ago and then just last week. They seem to keep coming out. At the same time, the point at which Trooper Proctor was placed on leave from state police was right after the first mistrial. Karen Reed's first trial ended in a mistrial. If you had been the DA at that time, with all that timing of those texts coming out, what would you have done differently, or would you have done something differently?
Yeah, first of all, and it applies to the Karen Reed case, it applies to the Sandra Birchmore case, it applies to any other case in Norfolk County. As a district attorney, I will follow the facts and the evidence no matter where they lead or who they implicate. And it also means finishing an investigation before deciding whether to charge and what to charge. And so I think those two cases demonstrate something that's been happening in Norfolk County for years. I've been calling it a two-tiered system of justice, where if you know the right people or if you're connected to certain members of law enforcement, you've been able to get special treatment in Norfolk County. So number one, I would finish the investigation into the death of police officer John O'Keefe before deciding whether to charge someone and then what to charge. In addition, the charges would match the evidence. That would be a difference as well. You asked specifically about Proctor's.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about what you would have charged if you had been in charge for the Karen Reed case. But specifically Proctor, what would you have done differently?
Sure. I think, and there are a lot of things about the U.S. Attorney's Office and federal practice, the best practices of the Justice Department, especially here in Massachusetts, that I think have great applications in a DA's office like Norfolk County. And I think there are ways that we as federal prosecutors are required to vet the members of law enforcement who are working our cases that clearly failed in the case of Michael Proctor. And it includes asking questions of members of law enforcement, have you texted about this defendant or this case at all? And if the answer is yes, as a prosecutor, I'm responsible to look at those texts and determine during discovery, certainly way before a trial, whether those text messages need to be disclosed.
That's part of the vetting process at the federal level?
Yes, in every case.
Okay, and you would bring that to a state case?
That and so much more. I think it goes way before you get to a point where an investigator is investigating a case. I want to bring in the very best members of the state police into the state police detective unit in Norfolk County. The DA does have a say in which investigators are assigned to that unit, and I think it should be the most elite unit in the state police. You're tasked with investigating some of the most horrific crimes in the county, and I think there are a lot of troopers who strive to work in that role. Here, obviously, and I think that's why I call the problem a cultural one, troopers who are not the best of the best have landed in this unit. And I think there have been changes made in the past year or so, but I truly want the best of the best investigators. I want the best of the best prosecutors. And I was the first candidate in this race to unveil a comprehensive policy agenda for the future of the DA's office. One key tenet of that agenda, I want to recruit, train, and retain the best prosecutors in Massachusetts. And I think where over the past few years we've seen an office that has become down on its luck, I see a great opportunity. I think we can be a beacon in Norfolk County for the very best prosecutors, for the best members of a legal staff, for the best investigators in the state police.
Now, I freaking love that answer, right? I loved it. Because you say you want the best of the best, and you can see the difference in his swag when he's talking. He want the best of the best, and he's going to put them through training, right? I loved it, that answer. Loved it. And the beautiful Laura Arnado, she said, dang, I'm driving home. I don't think he already, you don't think he already know who is bad? You're going to fire the janitor too? Questions could be taken all different ways. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. They're beautiful, amazing. Look, that's 100% true. But you also asked me, you don't think he already knows who bad? Yeah, I do. You say, you're going to fire the janitor too? Yep, gotta go. Yeah, questions could be taken out different ways. I agree with that. But yeah, find everybody. I don't trust nobody in that office. And even, they got to reapply. But that was on the other question. But when he answered this question, that's what I wanted to hurl on that other question. Right? But that was a spectacular answer. But look, he slipped a little bit, because watch how she get him.
Something better.
Okay, the future of Proctor. These cases that he's touched in Norfolk County, some of them are still ongoing, others...
Oh, no, he didn't slip right here. I'm going to show you when he slipped. I apologize.
Something better.
Okay, the future of Proctor. These cases that he's touched in Norfolk County, some of them are still ongoing. Others, there are convictions that some lawyers are going to, seek to overturn because of his involvement in them. What is your plan for the future of those cases as they unravel?
Yeah, this is one of the many reasons why I think I'm completely uniquely situated in this race to be the next district attorney. I'm the only candidate who's ever been a federal prosecutor.
Hold up, now let me listen to that again.
Something better.
Okay, the future of Proctor. These cases that he's touched in Norfolk County, I mean, some of them are still ongoing. Others, there are convictions that some lawyers are going to, seek to overturn because of his involvement in them. What is your plan for the future of those cases as they unravel?
Yeah, this is one of the many reasons why I think I'm completely uniquely situated in this race to be the next district attorney. I'm the only candidate who's ever been a federal prosecutor.
He's the only candidate who's ever been a federal prosecutor. Love that answer. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. But as I was thinking, I'm like, just remember, he said he's the only candidate to be a federal prosecutor. I'll get back to that. Let's continue.
I'm going to ask you one more time if you think more punishment for Proctor is warranted. Do you think he's committed crimes here?
So I don't know.
Okay, so look, that's what she got him at, because she asked him a question about, do you think it's going to be more? And as a politician, he smoothed right by her and didn't really answer her question. So as great as an interviewer as she is, and she was great, she followed back up.
I'm going to ask you one more time if you think more punishment for Proctor is warranted. Do you think he's committed crimes here?
So I don't know. And I think my number one priority when I get into office is going to be looking at any case where survivors, victims, and their family members have not gotten justice, or where those cases have been called into question. And that includes any case that Michael Proctor worked on. It includes any case that any other trooper who has text messages like that and harbors biases like that worked on. And I think we need to ensure that anybody who was communicating like that, who harbored bias and whose bias affected investigations, every single trooper in that category needs to be held accountable. And so what you're asking me whether more punishment or whether it is necessary or whether a crime was committed. I don't think I have enough information yet to know the answer to that, but if so, then we're going to pursue those charges.
Okay.
Now, I hated that answer. I hated that. He said, I don't know. Sir, seriously? You don't know, Mr. Adam Deitch? Deitch or Deitch? I think is it Deitch or Deitch? One or two, Deitch, Deitch. Because I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. Right? I just didn't like that answer. I don't know. You don't know? If you think Michael Proctor committed more crimes, you got to give us the politician answer? I got to get in the office and look through it and see? Like, that's a common sense question, right? That's a common sense question, right? Especially how he called Proctor a bigot in the text messages, and the way we seen and he seen, and look, he know more than us because he's the federal prosecutor. So I think I got the part where he gonna say, "Oh, I know more, but I can't say so." But then you say you don't know. Like, come on, dog. You running for office? You got to tell us, yes. Yeah, you know that it ain't even no question about Michael Proctor. Like, Michael Proctor tried to ruin Karen Reed. Wouldn't even let her put on no pants, dog. Like, Michael Proctor, Tully, them, and all the rest of them bastards, they made the famous Bus Stop Live famous, dog. And you say you don't know. Yeah. Okay. I hated that answer. Let's continue.
Yeah. I've asked everybody this question, so I'll ask you now. If you had been the DA in January of 2022 when Officer O'Keefe's body was found on Brian Albert's front lawn in Canton, would you have sought to charge Karen Reed, and what charges would you have sought?
Yeah, so I'm going to answer that question only based on information that has become public.
Right, and I should point out that you know more than the public does, so let's go based on public information.
Yeah, and just to step back, it's been publicly reported that I was the lead assistant U.S. attorney in the federal investigation into the death of John O'Keefe and the ensuing state investigation and prosecution of Karen Reed. And because of Justice Department policy, I can't talk about anything that is still a part of that investigation.
He said he can't talk about nothing that's a part of that investigation. They said, so you was the lead assistant U.S. attorney, and you remember he said he the only one who's been a federal prosecutor. So what this is telling me all this information came to you. You knew about it. Like the federal is bigger than state, and you say, like, you the only one been a federal prosecutor. Like, fam, why was nothing done even sooner? Like, you as a, and somebody let me know, because I'm not a lawyer, but I want to know, is him as a prosecutor? Like, I really want to know, him as a federal prosecutor, wouldn't he be able to hold down the law and be able to go, let like his voice would matter, like he could stop some shit? So, oh, even though he said a lot more stuff in there, I'm just thinking about, okay, so you was the U.S. assistant lead attorney during the during that case, and you was a federal prosecutor, and like you say, and God rest that soul, Sandra Burch, when you talk about that, I like the chances on that, right? But and then you say Karen Reed, Sandra Burchmore family, and Karen Reed and her family, they endorsed you. The ghost said it today because he said you can go on there and see it, and he told he told me before he did. The guy, like when I watched this Bust Stop Live. So I'm like, U.S. lead assistant attorney, and you was a federal prosecutor. I don't know how that works either, but I'm thinking federal, state, federal is bigger than state. And he was that in Boston. Like I said, we. That's why I say, Massachusetts. I'm asking that. Like, this y'all vote, because I don't trust. Like I'm looking at this shit now, and the corruption that's down there, they all getting a side eye, right? Because I see a innocent man in Aiden Kearney who facing all these years for these BS witness intimidation charges that are false. And, he said he was a federal prosecutor, only one in this race, a federal prosecutor. So, and then he said you was a U.S. lead attorney. You know a lot more and I get it that you can't disclose. You can only talk about public information, but you know a lot more. All right, I'm wondering what was you doing behind the scenes, sir? No, he's a very intelligent dude, right? He is. I mean, I like him too. I just don't know. I can't, and I'm finna look. I got three more videos that's not that long, and then I got to ask y'all. I got to tell y'all the real deal of how important this is, man. Man, listen. Uh, the GOAT is one of the most important people in Massachusetts, and the next DA in that office, I feel like the GOAT that should be a part. Like he that big, and the GOAT brung down this massive corruption, right? And I feel like whoever the next DA is, whoever it is, like the GOAT got to be a part where they working with this man. That's just my opinion, right? That's my opinion, right? I feel like whoever in that office, the GOAT is one of the most important. It ain't nobody. Like, I don't think it's nobody on the East Coast. Correct me if I'm wrong. It may be, but I don't know. Nobody else on the East Coast who are bigger, like, journalists and who made shit happen, like the GOATs. I was like, okay, I'm my 417 put my box gloves. Yeah, no, I really feel like he one of the most important people in Massachusetts. And you the if you the DA or if you running from the DA, he should be one of the most main ones. He top three in Massachusetts to me. Because it ain't the governor ain't did nothing bigger than the GOAT. But piss people the fuck off. The GOAT actually made shit happen. This the angle I'm coming from. The GOAT actually made shit happen. And he one, two, or three the top motherfuckers in a state, not just in where he from, you know. I'm talking about the entire fucking state. Right. And I say this and I mean this. Right? Because what that man done been through, because of this bullshit ass state, right? The whoever running for DA, like you definitely gotta holler at that guy. And the GOAT, aka Turtle Boy, aka his name, Aiden Kearney. And I mean that with everything in me. You got to holler at him. Like, let's get to the next. I'm telling, this is serious to me, right? Like I say, when I told the GOAT about him missing his son basketball game and just seeing his face and the way the first time he told us that shit, and I seen that, man, that fucked with me. It still fuck with me. I never want him to have that feeling again. And that's real shit. He should never, ever have that feeling ever again. He should never, ever have to be worried about being out on bail and people trying to do all stuff to get him locked up. Ever. Like, I know it ain't no smoke, but the woman he freed, right? Like, and I got no problem with Karen. She ain't been around. But he was there every fucking day. And like I said, it's over with. Like I told y'all, I want him and Karen, right? I think they are match made in heaven. I ain't talking about with each other. I'm talking about just they bond should be forever, right? Like it's nothing like, and I hope Karen like understand this. Like Karen, he saved you. That's just the truth. And I got no problem with you, right? And then I already said my apology, but you know everything I said when it was going on, I meant that, and I ain't taking it back. Like I said, I'm sorry for the way it happened, but I know now I would never do it like that. It would always be another way. Just my noodles weren't right. My noodles weren't right. But that's neither here or there. That's over with, right? And I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to do nothing to that with you. I ain't trying to be none of that. But I do want you to understand, man, give that man a phone call. Y'all fix that shit, Karen. It's not that serious. If it wasn't for him, like, and this is no throwing in your face, it's just the truth. You could have been up and away out of there. It's just the truth. So when I say that the GOAT is one of the most important motherfuckers in Massachusetts, 1, 2, or 3, I mean it. I'm putting them number 1. I'm putting them number 1 because, like, the surrounding area's been known for corruption for a long time, and now he done exposed the biggest fucking corruption where you had Canton with the MSP, with the other people, with the other people, with the other people, right? He fucks it up. One man, what, he 5'8", 5'9", 160 pounds, blue eyes, fearless, ferocious, and stand on business for the constitutional rights, our constitutional rights, in a legal way. So I'm just saying, whoever, because I seen a bigger guy or something. I got to watch the interview when I get to doing this live. Whoever becomes the DA, y'all got to holler at him. The GOAT is the most important motherfucker in Massachusetts right now. It ain't nobody who could do journalism work like him and got more connections, not just in Massachusetts, but all over the motherfucking world, but especially in Massachusetts, to where he can make it shake like nobody else. That's just the truth. People don't like hearing that though. They don't like that. That's why the GOAT got so many haters, right? But I don't care about the haters. Don't even pay attention to them no more because it's just funny now. It's just funny now. Remember all the days when the GOATs was feeling down, fucked up, because what he going through. Remember that week he had to show us the tape of him crying on the ground, and people made fun of that. They made fun of that because somebody was trying to falsely put him back in jail, and he wasn't gonna be with his kids. And this fucking bullshit ass state was trying to get him out of there. Think about all them days. I do. And I'm not never gonna let nobody look past that. The GOAT did more work than the governor done did down there, however long he done been in office. The GOAT did more work than Morrissey done in 4.5 years or however long the GOAT been covering this. He done did more work than Morrissey did in 16 years. Because Morrissey, Oompa Loompa ass, wasn't right. He's telling the truth. Let's get to this next clip.
Have you ever spoken with the O'Keefe family?
So I've exchanged emails with Paul O'Keefe, who's John O'Keefe's brother. And we haven't met in person, but we've exchanged emails.
Do you anticipate you would meet with him?
I told him I would, absolutely. And I hope that certainly as DA, I think one thing that we can do differently is shine a light on the actual evidence in the case. And my hope is to have an ongoing dialogue, not just with the O'Keefe family, but with families of victims in other cases. I think I've become a repository for people who haven't gotten justice in Norfolk County.
Now, let's hear that again.
Have you ever spoken with the O'Keefe family?
So I've exchanged emails with Paul O'Keefe, who's John O'Keefe's brother. And we haven't met in person, but we've exchanged emails.
Do you anticipate you would meet with him?
I told him I would, absolutely. And I hope that certainly as DA, I think one thing that we can do differently is shine a light on the actual evidence in the case. And my hope is to have an ongoing dialogue, not just with the O'Keefe family, but with families of victims in other cases. I think I've become a repository for people who haven't gotten justice in Norfolk County.
Oh, I feel some type of way about that. You said you're gonna be able to shed some light. What you gonna be able to do that the GOAT ain't already shed it, sir? And this guy was on the side, and this guy was working hand in hand to fucking take down Karen Reed and the motherfucking GOAT. Now, salute to the GOAT. The GOAT say he apologized. I never apologize to that motherfucker for what he tried to do to y'all, man. Fuck Paul O'Keefe. I mean, is that stand up? I sit down and I show him some information and like whoop-de-whoop, Paul O'Keefe, this was the same motherfucker who we found that he was making hand signals while his wife was sitting next to him to a bitch off the internet. I don't give a fuck about Paul O'Keefe. I don't wish nothing bad on him, but I don't give a fuck about him. I don't give a fuck about him. Like, let me say that. I always forget, but I never forget. He is always going to be a rotten, slimy son of a bitch. I will always remember how his face looked when they found Karen Reed not guilty, the way that motherfucker did like that and shit. Man, fuck him. Now, I'm not saying that ain't the right thing to do, but when he said he going to be able to shed some light, what light you going to be able to shed that the GOAT ain't already said it? He unlocked all this shit. Oh, my. Who we? Do y'all feel me though? Like this not saying that Adam Deitch or Deitch ain't no candidate. Like this just it's time now. Right? 6 months, 6 months. July, August, October, December. 6 months away from this. And this the biggest, to me, this is the biggest election for DA in Massachusetts history. I don't give a fuck about nothing else that went on. I know it ain't never been nothing as bad as this. This is the biggest election for DA in Massachusetts history. So each of these candidates, they will get broke down. For me, he just happened to be the first because, I caught Bust Up Live. I watched the whole thing with the girl. I said, oh, okay. Let me get on here and just get the little clips I need. Then I'm going to ask these questions. But this dude, Paul O'Keefe, and remember the text messages back and forth with him and the GOAT? He told us that Jennifer McCabe was cool. Jen is cool. Who he tell that to? I forgot who that motherfucker tried to tell. Oh, Jen is cool. Like, that motherfucker? Like, yeah, history making the beautiful Lord. And like I say, now you got to be a real Tweedledee, Tweedledum. No, I'm not making my decision on this, right? Because the other guy got the judge too, and I ain't got no hand picks in this. This is about the GOATs, Karen Reed, and everybody else in Massachusetts that this don't happen no more. And like I said, like the GOAT is the most important person in Massachusetts right now. Like, period, definitely, you know, like, come on now. And like any DA who running for it, you need to be on the phone with that. You need to be hollering at it. He should be getting all this because he is the reason for the season. Come on now. So yeah, like now look, I understand him, he said he'll meet with Paul O'Keefe, but see, this the difference, and this ain't even on no bias shit. Right? Paul O'Keefe is a piece of shit. Him and his mother. And the rest of their family who believed that Karen Reed did that and they was working with them and against and the GOAT and think he was doing this and they brought out that. I don't fuck with them people. My condolences for their loss, right? I'll never be that guy. But they are pieces of shit. And I stand on that. They tried to send Karen Reed away forever. They tried. They got all this bullshit against the GOAT where he facing 100 fucking years and then have to spend a million That should be for his kids, y'all. Man, fuck Paul and Peggy O'Keefe. Give a fuck who don't like it. Y'all rocking with them? Fuck them. You know what they tried to do to the golden Karen Reed, man. Listen. Yeah, I know I came on here talking shit to Karen Reed because she was going against the grain on the GOAT. That's just the truth. Man, but I was a real free Karen Reed, bro. I had mad love for that woman. I felt bad every day, for that woman. Especially when, bitch ass Proctor dehumanized her on the stand. So, trust me, I was once liked it, Karen Reed, right? I don't hate her. I just, she ain't my cup of tea. But this ain't about me. I'm just saying, I used to, man. All right, let's continue.
Marcy.
I want to move on to one other future case before I circle back, which is Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy, is facing a number of witness intimidation charges in Norfolk County. There's a special prosecutor who's trying his case, and it's scheduled to go to trial right around the same time that a new DA would be taking over. Have you had conversations about that case? Have you thought about that case, and what would your approach be?
I think I'm not going to comment on specific pending cases, but I will say that I call into question the decision-making of this DA's office based on everything I've seen in cases that I've either investigated or looked at, and I think we need a fresh set of eyes on anything that this DA's office is doing. I'll also say the use of special prosecutors has gotten completely out of hand. We have an office that has a limited budget, most of which goes to salary, and we need to be handling cases with competence and trust and professionalism inside the DA's office. I get asked a lot about corruption in Norfolk County and police misconduct in Norfolk County, and one aspect of my policy agenda is establishing a first-of-its-kind anti-corruption task force in Norfolk County, where we dedicate a senior assistant district attorney and one or more investigators to fielding complaints about public corruption and police misconduct, isolating those people so there isn't a conflict with their other cases, and handling those cases in the professional way we've come to expect from the U.S. Attorney's Office, for example. I think we can do that kind of work. I think we can do it without as many special prosecutors, and I look forward to doing that.
Okay. Liked the answer, but didn't like the answer. Like, I know you said you can't comment on a pending case. We ain't asking you to comment on the pending case. You say you're a federal prosecutor, right, Mr. Deitch? I get that. So, obviously, you can't do that. But it's a way you could say words immensely to make it hit harder than that. The politician talk, I got it. You said there's some errors. No, it's called fuckery, sir. So, but I liked the answer, but I didn't. I just want these candidates, was he the first one I listened to be more thorough. Like, say it like you mean it. Like, the political twist, that's cool, but it's also about human nature as a candidate who running for the biggest job. I'm a critique whoever these candidates are, right? Because this is the biggest election for DA in Massachusetts history. I'm in Norfolk. It's the truth. Let's go to this last one.
So I'm taking that you would look at the case with a fresh set of eyes. Is that fair?
I would look at every case that we're doing with a fresh set of eyes, including that one.
Have you made any promises or suggestions about what would happen to that case if you were to take it?
No, absolutely not. Okay. And I'm trying not to comment on specific cases until I get in there and read every page of every file.
Okay.
I get it. Politician talk. But, like, in this situation, it's just different to me. Others may see it another way. It's just different. Like, as much as the GOAT, Karen Reed, and everybody who done had to deal with these bastards, right? Like, in this particular race, is different to me, right? And not saying he ain't answering the questions correctly, he is. But you know what you can't do. Like that's one thing about politicians. They know what they can't do, right? But they want to tell us, oh, I can't comment on this. You know you can't comment on it. Just go around it and make that shit sound like whoop de whoop. Yeah, like that's all I'm saying, right? But we're finna get to these questions, right? Because there's some things like I'm telling you, I'm taking this one seriously. This is the biggest case, right? But I advise any one of these candidates, right, whoever y'all is, man, shout out to the almost 100 people on X. I ain't double dipped on X in a minute. Y'all come over here and subscribe on YouTube. Ray from Dallas, all one word. Um, like I stated, the GOAT is like, and that's a question I would like because I didn't know about this. So I'm like in hindsight now, like, damn, I wish I could have got to some questions about this. And not and like and I wish I want to ask the GOAT, right? Like what do you feel like um you know like because like I said important like doing your job that means being great at what you do and done change the game on some shit. I want to ask him what would you put yourself as importance in the state of Massachusetts, and I would tell him the reason why I asked you that because you had a bigger impact in 4.5 years than a lot of motherfuckers who ever graced them offices did. So I can't wait. I just hope, I can't wait one day in the future to go to give me another video. I just hope and pray, right? But he did enjoy the interview. He said it was deep. Did y'all like the interview? Adam Deitch. And another thing, y'all, he ain't, like, listen, when you, this the biggest case, he ain't got no kids and he not married. Deitch, you look like you damn near 50. You ain't got no kids and you ain't married, sir? Look like you're 50, buddy. I don't know how people gonna take that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Cause I don't know how to take it. But this is Adam Deitch. He's a very smart man. I done seen him uh, do interviews. He's very articulate. He know what he's talking about. But I don't care about any one of these candidates knowing what they talk about. I want them to get it and show me, like, be more direct. Like, we don't need, in this case, especially, in this case, with the GOAT and in that area, right? We need the perfect candidates. Clear cuts, no debating. And I'm not looking past that for nothing. People can say, oh, Adam Deitch. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We were saying, oh, a lot of other people. And how disappointed was we? Can I get an amen? Now, we got some questions. Why should Massachusetts trust Adam Deitch? Now, why should Massachusetts trust Deitch to lead the district attorney's office. Okay, let me make the case for trusting him. The case for trusting him. You shouldn't trust him because of his name. You should trust him because of his record, his ethics, his experience, and the decisions he make while serving the public, his transparency, and holding himself accountable and holding people accountable. That's the case to trust him, right? The pros into that, though, right? Every candidate deserves an individual evaluation. Experience can prepare someone for the responsibilities of the office. Right? That's the pros, because he do got experience. Public comments can be measured over time. That's the pros. Now, the case for being skeptical, right? Voters have watched years of public controversy surrounding parts of the Massachusetts justice system. That's a fact. It's reasonable to ask whether any candidates can truly rebuild confidence. Promises alone don't answer that question, right? And the cons, trust in institutions may already be low. Campaign messaging is easier than governing. Voters want concrete reforms, not just assurances. That's the truth. That's the truth. Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Kookie. That's the truth. Like, come on now. Okay. Number two, Adam Deitch. How would you prove you're different from what people have seen in the past? Let's make a case for him. I judge a candidate by the reforms they propose and the transparency they commit to. That's the case for trusting them. And the pros in that, opportunity to improve policies. Fresh leadership can introduce new priorities. That's the pros. Now, the case for being skeptical. It's reasonable to ask whether proposed reforms are specific, measurable, and realistic rather than broad campaign themes, right? That's the case for being skeptical, because we know these politicians, they promise a lot, and a lot of times they don't deliver. The cons, vague responses, like vague promises, are hard to evaluate change. Well, vague promises are hard to evaluate, right? Change can be difficult to implement. Thank you, Laura Arnado. I love you to death, sweetheart. I know you're driving. Did you hear that? The cons of the case to be skeptical. Vague promises are hard to evaluate. Change can be difficult to implement. So that's why I'm telling everybody, like, with these candidates, I want to hear not mostly politician answers, especially when this is the biggest DA case in Norfolk County history. Now, Adam Deitch, what would you do to rebuild public confidence? Now, the case for trusting him. A candidate who explains how decisions will be made, communicates early, and welcomes oversight can strengthen confidence. The pros of that, transparency can improve trust, clear policies help the public understand the office. That's the truth. But remember, A candidate who can explain how decisions will be made, communicates clearly like being real, and welcomes oversight, can strengthen confidence. That's the case for trusting him. We need that Adam Deitch. If you say that you was the one who gonna turn this around. Now the case for being skeptical. If a candidate who doesn't explain how accountability will work, voters may question whether anything will change. Now, I'm not saying, let me, and the cons of that is, general statements don't show a concrete plan. Accountability mechanisms matter. Clear cut, no debating. Now, a candidate who doesn't explain how accountability will work, voters may question when anything will change. Right? Like Adam Deitch. This the shout out to the beautiful Helen Keller. Love you, beautiful. Now, Adam Deitch, this is the biggest election for DA in Norfolk County history, right? I want you to understand that, sir. And I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm just saying I want you to understand that, right? Like, we need you to explain accountability and how it will work. Thorough. Like, we need that. Now, Adam Deitch, this is a question. Should voters look at your professional background before electing you? The case for trusting him. Yes. A candidate, experience, and qualifications are relevant. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Now, let's look at the pros of that, right? Because that's the truth. A candidate experience and qualifications are relevant. The pros, experience may be valuable, prior work can demonstrate legal knowledge. Oh my, that's nice. So let's talk about his experience. Location, Quincy, Massachusetts. Professional experience, Assistant U.S. Attorney, U.S. Attorney Office for the District of Massachusetts. Prosecuted cases involving public corruption, fraud, violent crime, child exploitation, identity theft, cyber-related offenses, helped lead federal investigations involving high-profile Massachusetts public corruption matters, including issues connected to the Karen Reed investigation. Um, mm, Impressive. Impressive. You see fraud. We want to see that. You see public corruption, violent crime, child exploitation, identity theft, and help lead the federal investigation in high-profile public corruption matters, including issues connected to the Karen Reed investigation. But there have, however, been some criticisms and controversies. He had campaign ethic complaint in 2026. Opponent, I think that's Dajana Perkins, filed complaint with the Massachusetts Office of Campaign and Political Finance and a state ethics commission alleging that Deitch campaign sent political emails to government employee email addresses, including fundraiser language, as of the average public information. These were allegations in a campaign complaint, not findings that he violated the law. I want y'all to understand that. Political criticism, because Deitch was involved in a federal investigation related to the Karen Reed case. Some supporters and critics of that case have questioned his decision or campaign position. Much of the discussion have occurred on social media and forums and reflects opinions rather than established facts. This ain't me, this is what they saying about him. Right? Okay. So now, if we asking Adam Deitch a case for trusting him, what would make you earn the public's trust? The case, consistency, openness, and accountability over time. And the pros of that, trust grows through actions. Measurable commitments can be evaluated. That's the pros. The case for being skeptical, especially with this election. Trust isn't automatic because someone wins an election. That's just the truth. Confidence and the cons of that, confidence take time to rebuild. Voters may reserve judgment until they see results, as they should. You know, they always tell me, right? It's an old saying, a funky pair of lips could tell you anything, right? Because it's just the lips telling you anything, right? That's why I always say, I believe half of what I hear and all of what I see, right? I believe half of what I hear and all of what I see, because guess what, y'all? A funky pair of lips, somebody moving their lips and tell you something, they could tell you anything. How you gonna believe that? That's why I believe half of what I hear and all of what I see. You have to understand that in this case, it's super important. Super. Super. I'm not believing everything these candidates say. Candidates lie. They lie just like the police. They trying to get on. They want the position. Not saying they ain't gonna do right. And this ain't just directing it at him. I'm talking to every candidate. Shit, they lie. Now, if we're asking Adam Deitch, what does transparency mean to you, right? He'll probably say, explaining decisions, whether the law allows, and communicating openly. Explaining decisions whenever the law allows and communicating openly. That's the case for trusting him. The pros, better public understanding, greater confidence in decision making. That's the truth. Better public understanding means greater confidence in decision making. That's the pros. Now, the case for being skeptical against that is because transparency should involve specific practices, not just the word itself. Cons. The term can be used broadly. Voters may want details. That's why I say a funky pair of lips could tell you anything. Believe half of what you hear and all of what you see. That's facts. don't jump on the train just because, everybody else telling you to. And especially not in this situation. You got to evaluate these candidates. You got to evaluate them. Because like I said, the GOAT is a top 3 important person in the whole state of Massachusetts. Like I said, what the work he did in 4.5 years is 30 years worth of work. Like real talk. And I'm gonna feel some type of way with any candidate, right? Who don't involve him, right? And don't make sure they give him their call, because the GOAT need to be put in position, because he's smarter than all the motherfuckers in there. Press 1 if I'm telling the truth. Press 2 if I'm lying. If you're not driving or if you ain't busy. That's why I say you can't speak on stuff that's sealed, right? But these candidates went to school for law. They are very smart. They should know how to use their wordplay to make us understand without saying what they need to say. Um and in this race, that should be important to every citizen in the state of Massachusetts, in Norfolk County. Because we need a candidate who gonna weed out this shit, right? Not a candidate, you know, who promise you or who ain't direct. We need that. Now, I would ask Adam Deitch, how would you handle a high profile case? The case for trusting him. Follow the law and the evidence, not public pressure. The pros, reinforcing, reinforces impartiality, keeps focus on legal standards. All right? Well, let's talk about that. The case for trusting him. How would you handle a high profile case? Follow the law and the evidence, not public pressure. Now, this hit home with me, right? Because I'm thinking about the GOAT, right? Follow the law and the evidence, not public pressure. We've seen corrupt choosers, corrupt folk, county. We've seen how they coming. And I when they say follow the law and the evidence, not public pressure, it's hard to trust any candidate, right? Any candidate, right? I need to hear these candidates, like, be honest, rip this fucking people apart. They sucked. They sucked. The DA and everybody working there, they sucked, right? And like, I need to hear that. I don't even stay in Massachusetts, and I need to hear that. But most importantly, the people in Massachusetts need to hear that, right? The GOAT need to hear that. Karen Reed need to hear that, right? And everybody who Proctor Good, them fucking Alberts, and every other corrupt motherfucker who's on the railroad or somebody, they need to hear that down there. But numero uno is the GOAT, because everybody should be thankful of him down there. Especially if you came across Proctor and the rest of these bitch ass motherfuckers and they railroaded you, and you thought that you was out of there, and now the GOAT exposed them, Proctor fired, and now they got to look back at every case. Man, y'all should be thanking Aiden. Y'all should be thanking Turtle Boy. Y'all should be thanking the GOATs, right? And that's just clear cuts. No debates. Give a fuck what nobody say, right? Because once again, he is one of three of the most important motherfuckers in that state. I don't give a fuck about the governor or the fucking mayor or none of them motherfuckers. Because the mayor is the same motherfucker who hired that black fucking chief who lied and say he didn't call Devil to his fucking office. Or remember how the beautiful Helen Keller hit me with that 1,500-page report about how these officers, especially, I think his name was Turco or something, or he went to a city in Turco, like he was for the face discipline. And it's common down there for these bitches to finna face discipline, then quit, then go to um another police station, right? Come on, we ain't here to sugarcoat nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it again. The, yes, the job title is politician, and yes, that's what you are. But I'm looking in this case from all candidates, right? They got to be better than that. They got to be real. Sorry. Now, like I said, how would he handle a profile case? Now, the case for being skeptical. The voters in Massachusetts and Norfolk and the surrounding area may ask how the office will communicate during intense public scrutiny, because we've seen how they did before, sir. The cons: high profile cases require careful communication. The public, down their confidence, can be affected by process as well as outcome. We've seen that clear cut, no debating. Now, we'll ask Mr. Deitch this: should a district attorney admit when the office makes a mistake? The case for trusting him, right? Of course, his accountability includes acknowledging mistakes and improving procedures. That's the truth, the pros. That can strengthen his credibility. That encourages continuous improvement, right? That's the pros. But the case for being skeptical, you know, people gonna question whether mistakes will actually be acknowledged still. because that's how y'all do down there. And you come from Boston too. You was working hand in hand with that chief, wasn't you? Like that chief who told Deaver to come up to our office. Like that's something that a rookie cop don't do. Then he lied and said he didn't tell her to. And that the city you worked in? Hey, so hey, we'll question whether mistakes will be acknowledged. And the cons of that. Accountability this time and going forward, like as quick as ABC, it requires follow through. And the next person to take this job has to know the public expectations are super high. Super high. That's the truth. Now, what makes you independent, Mr. Deitch? The case for trusting him. His commitment to applying the law fairly. The pros. Independence is central to the role. Clear ethical standards matter. Truth. Now, the case for being skeptical, right? Voters may ask how independence will be demonstrated in practice. The cons. Independence is shown through actions, not labels. Public scrutiny is expected when you take that office. That's the cons. But that's just the truth. Now, how would you hold your own office accountable? Like we seen the last DA just be nothing. He sucked. Shout out to my dog Bob underscore is underscore my underscore name. He say Deitch is the only guy in the race capable. Former federal prosecutor. Connor is corrupt. The others are weak. Yes, I mean that's what I'm saying. I got to see for myself, Mr. Bob, because um, I get he a former federal prosecutor, right, in Boston. Did like what did he do about the Deaver situation? What did he do about a lot of situation? Like I want to know. He was a U.S. assistant attorney, and I'm not saying that he ain't that. I'm just saying it's hard to trust. This is the biggest election ever in the state of Massachusetts. It's so-called happening in Norfolk County, but this is the biggest case ever. Ever. And I hope everybody understand that. Right? This is the biggest case ever. Like I don't like I like the human element, right? The human element means something, right? And being real. Like, yeah, you're a politician. He said he was investigating the Karen Reed case for the feds. If not for the feds, Karen Reed would be in prison. Mm. I mean, I guess there's some truth to that, but I look at it and say, if you was covering the federal case, and how could you couldn't uncover them people who we know did it? Like, and like I said, I don't know like what they will, but I'm saying, like, as a federal prosecutor, right? Like, you should understand what you're looking at. You should understand what you're hearing. You should understand all these lies that's going on, and you should understand when you see somebody getting framed. Not saying he don't, but I'm just saying. Like I said, he's a smart man, right? And like I said, watching the Ghost Show on replay, his Bus Stop Live, really enjoyed that, and I was watching him and I heard this guy say, he talked to Paul O'Keefe, cool, but then it threw me off when he said he could bring Paul O'Keefe down there and show him the information they got to make his mind. The GOAT done already did that. If the fucking knucklehead can't see it then, how you gonna see it now? Like I said, the GOAT say, he'll forgive Paul O'Keefe. He forgave him because you paid. But fuck Paul O'Keefe. That son of a bitch tried to send Karen Reed to jail for life. He was over there sitting with them fucking evil ass people. And Cuz say he gon' really. So the GOAT got everything documented, right? I mean, I, I don't know. You think you gonna be able to tell him something? Like, my condolences for their loss, but I don't fuck with Paul or Piggy O'Keefe. They was a part of the plan to try to send Karen Reed to jail for life, and they was a part of the plan to get all this going against the GOAT. I don't fuck with them. I can't forget that. I can't. Paul O'Keefe is a scumbag. He nearly killed a man in the serious. Oh, see what I'm saying? And like I said, he said he want to bring them down there, like to try to confuse the donkey. Donkeys are fucking dumb. This dude was throwing up signs while his wife was sitting next to him to show up whoever that was that, who, you see me face that. He treated his brother trial as hand signals to say hi. And in the same time, he trying to take Karen Reed down for something we know she didn't do. And a part of was trying to take the GOAT down for we know something he didn't do. So, like, I get it, but I didn't like that. What you gonna be able to show him that the GOAT ain't showed him? How you gonna be able to convince him? If you gonna put some money in his pocket, I ain't saying he is, but like you think that if the GOAT put out all the work from point A to Z in order, clear breakdown, and can't convince him, how you gonna convince him, sir? Oh wait, like I said, Adam Deitch is a is a smart man. It's just like I didn't like this word play. Like I understand that this is the biggest election in Massachusetts history, and I mean that with everything in me. I don't give a like. I don't care how these fucking candidates feel. Like I know what they did to try to do to Karen Reed. I know what they tried to do to the GOAT, and the GOAT's still going through it, right? Like Karen Reed free. So that's to the left. I give a fuck about what's happening to the GOAT right now. That's what I give a fuck about. Can't come on here and say what you're gonna do. I hear a lot of politicians. I can't wait to listen to the other candidate because I'm gonna come get my reaction on that, right? Because I gotta hear what Cuz gotta say or whoever else in it. Because never forget me. That's what I said earlier, Bob. I don't fuck like as a person who love God. I have to forgive him, but I don't fuck with him. Fuck him and Peggy O'Keefe. They ain't shit. Said that, meant that, and stand on that. I don't agree with the GOAT on this. He could do it. Man, fuck them. Man, they is the reason why Karen Reed had to go through 2 trials. There's the reason why, a part of the reason why the GOAT had to spend $1 million fucking dollars on attorney fucking fees. Hey, Deitch, I need you to be direct, sir, and every candidate. Yeah, I need to be direct. All this fiddling the fence politician shit, not in this race. This too big for that. Like transparency need to be real. Is here the other candidates? Adam is the best shot at finding justice for John O'Keefe and freedom of Ada. I I want to see. I want to see. I got to see. I got to see how the other candidates talking, right? And I ain't saying you ain't lying, but I got to see for myself. I want to hear them for myself, right? Cause it's like in that interview he say like I know that he was a federal prosecutor, so he can't speak on stuff that's sealed. But he should know that you ain't got to tell us that. But you should know how to word that in a way without saying that to make us understand. That keeps you safe. That's my personal opinion. I don't give. Ain't listen. These candidates got to show something, right? And I don't believe candidates either, because candidates want to win a race, and this ain't just a Deitch, but they have a chance to make you see. Like I'm in a go chat, I see everybody big up in Deitch. I'm like, be careful. I'm like, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Because remember, politicians lie. Not just pointing at Deitch, but I'm talking about every politician. They give you all these promises. I ain't telling you something I think. I'm telling you something I know. And y'all know that too. So I'm just saying though, we need you to be direct, sir. We need it to be a little bit more direct, sir. Now we got a couple of more things now. So interviewer would ask Deitch what would success look like 4 years from now. Like the case for trusting him being having a more transparent office and greater public confidence. That's the case for trusting them. And the pros in that gives the voters measurable goals, encourages long-term planning. That's what we need, Deitch. Everybody picking you. I got to see the other candidates too, but everybody picking you. But like we need that. Now, the case for being skeptical, because voters don't ask how those goals will be measured. And the cons of that, these politicians, they like to make broad goals. They like to say and need specific benchmarks. See, the voters look at it like this. Results matter more than intentions. Remember that, y'all. They would ask him, why should people believe your campaign promises? The case for trusting him. He should explain how promises become policy. You got to explain, Deitch, how promises become policy, because it's pros. Concrete plans can be evaluated. Public can hold leaders accountable, right? And that's what you want. You want the people to know when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. It's the pros for them. Now, the case for being skeptical. It's reasonable to ask for details instead of relying on campaign messaging. Like, we don't want to hear the messaging. We want you to tell us how promises will become policy. The cons of that. Promises alone don't guarantee outcomes. Implementations is key. Super key. Like the rumble in the jungle. That's how big this election is. When Muhammad Ali fought George Foreman in Africa. Like, if you know how big that was, this is how big this election is, y'all, but even bigger. Because that's a boxing match. I was just giving you an example. This real life fucking corruption. Now, what will you do on day one? That's what they're gonna ask Deitch. Now, the case for trusting him, he's gonna have to outline immediate priorities and communicate them publicly. The pros of that, if he demonstrates how prepared he is and set the expectations, that's the pros. Now, the case for being skeptical, voters may ask whether early actions align with campaign commitments. Because you got to understand, you got a lot of people, whether they young, mid-range, or older people, right? You heard me, early decisions look like voters may ask whether early actions align with campaign commitments. So if you out here making all these commitments, right, you got to show the public that you with that. Don't come here doing nothing else. Because the early decisions you make, it shapes public perception. Follow through is essential. That's the cons. He must follow through. Now, they should ask him, how will you treat people who disagree with your decisions? Because see, the position is you got to make tough decisions, right? You got to stand on. You got to hold your nuts. Now, the case for trusting him, he has to listen respectfully and explain the reasoning behind his decision. But he got to stand on 10 while he doing it. And the pros of that, the communication when it's open, it reduces the misunderstanding. Public engagement matters. All right? Now, the case for being skeptical, people may ask whether criticism genuinely is welcome. Y'all see how this DA office acting now? Y'all see how they acting now? Former federal prosecutor, U.S. assistant district attorney, like I can't put no jacket on him and say he been corrupt or nothing, but like I said, they all in the game. You don't know who. Shout out to the beautiful Melissa. Now, the cons. Public confidence depends on openness. He got to be very open. Listening is different from simply saying you will listen. See, what I mean is, and like this should be anybody, like I don't like a person talking at me. Talking at you is, you know how they talking and they don't let you get a word. Don't talk at me. Talk with me, right? So that's what we need out of Deitch. He got to show that. Now, why should your name be on Norfolk citizens' ballots? Deitch. Now, the case for trusting him. He should explain his qualifications, priorities, and his vision clearly. You have to understand that. You know how these, I got a mama who on Social Security. It's a lot of old people who depend on Social Security, right? You better explain your qualifications, priorities, and vision clearly to them older people who depend on that check each month. And the kids who going to college, right? Who barely be making it, they got to find a way so they won't be struggling. And the people who trying to buy home, I'm just telling you. Now, the pros for, trusting him on that. He got to give the voters in Norfolk a basis for comparison. He have to encourage informed voting. He must do that. Now, the case for being skeptical, right? Each Norfolk County citizen who vote should compare the candidates' records, proposals, and leadership's approach before deciding. That's the truth. And the cons of that. Elections shouldn't be based on slogans alone. Trust should be earned through the evidence and accountability. So, shout out to Adam Deitch. Very intelligent. Like I said, um, he speak well, right? Um, there's some things that I didn't like. Um, what he said, right? It's some things, you know, like but you know, he got 6 months though to make his case, just like every other candidate, right? You could be opposed to hearing something early, but you have to understand, they got to he got to learn how to put his sauce into it, and I think he gonna be able to do that. Y'all forgive my bad. He mad at my son because my son won't give him his game, and he can't keep taking nothing from me. He think he runs stuff. But look, I don't um care about these candidates' feelings, right? I care about these candidates showing their feelings and emotions and being real. I don't want to hear this political shit, especially in this case, in this election, because like I told y'all, this is the biggest election in Norfolk County history. This means something, right? And I'm telling you, the GOAT is one of the top 3 people in the state of Massachusetts, in my opinion, right? And him being in this surrounding county, right? Any these candidates, don't feel yourself. Don't do that. Like, because what he did, if you ever heard the other, because what he did is unprecedented. He different. So, I didn't like him saying like he don't know if Proctor committed other crimes. Like, I don't want to hear that you don't know. You have to look into it. After you say no, he said some of the most heinous stuff, and you know more than what we know. You can't say it because you're a formal federal prosecutor. I don't want to hear that. Tell the truth, right? Or you know how to word it in a way, right? Like that you know he done some more fuckery. The list don't go this long, but hey, Paul O'Keefe thing, didn't like it, right? He said he could show Paul O'Keefe something, and it's already out there, sir. The GOAT has it documented. Sorry, sorry, Mr. Deitch. I don't know what you're gonna be able to do different. I'm not just saying this with just being sarcastic. You're gonna put some money in his pocket to make him believe you. I know that you wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, because the GOAT got it signed, sealed, and delivered. It's out there, A to Z. If he didn't believe him, think he gonna believe you? And yeah, he's saying that he gonna look into it. I like a lot of the things he said today. Don't get it twisted, but like this case so real because, like I said, this is the biggest election in history, right? And this election means something because the next person who get in this post needs to be the real deal. No more setbacks. And then, like he said about Tell Boy, I can't speak on that. Like, come on, Mr. Deitch. You know that you could word that differently. I get it though. But like I said, this case ain't for just being, I mean, this election ain't just for being a politician. You have to put realness into this. You have to make the people feel you, because this job right here is super crucial. I don't know if Mr. Deitch is the best candidate. I see a lot of people sticking their hands up. I was looking to go chat. Everybody said Deitch, Deitch, Deitch. And I ain't mad at y'all. But I don't know. And I ain't finna just crown him. Because, like I ain't crowning the other ones either. I want to hear what they got to say. And the main thing that rubbed me the wrong way, like I said, you can't be a politician all the time. Oh, I'm gonna listen to the interview and the other, and I think they had something today. Blue Curtains by Pretty Cookie. Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'll play that. I'll take a break in a minute. Yeah, and I think I seen them do something for about an hour. I'm paying attention to this, y'all. Cause like I said, this is the goal is the most important situation. Because if it wasn't for him, everything would have been the same. Everything would have been the same. Everything would have been the same. So I hope these candidates don't get arrogant or have no ego. But the thing that turned me off the most is when, what did this dude say? He said, what did this dude say? And I really didn't like that. I think that probably was it. With he said he don't. Oh well, he talking about he don't know if he Proctor committed another crime. Like he don't know. Really, sir? Is that what we doing? Or it was probably something else too. But Bob, your wish is my command. Hey, shout out to the beautiful, Pretty Cookie, man. Song of the year, Blue Curtains.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue curtains won't let me escape. The walls close in, shadows stretch along. Night wears a mask where dreams don't belong. A bird once sang, now silent it lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs. The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep, eyes wide open, yet I can't sleep. Blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue Every thread pulls tighter, leaving no space.
Yeah, Pretty Kooky is Jamie James, and that's the song of the year, Blue Blue Curtains. Like, for real, that song picked me up all the time. All the time. Shout out to the beautiful Kayla in the building. Yeah, her channel is Pretty Kooky, yeah. Like I said, this the most important election in Norfolk County history. You know, like I said, man, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb when I was on live, so I didn't get no notifications, right? So I didn't even know the GO was live. So when I finished mine, I went over there and listened to his bus stop live. Like I say, um, he a smart dude. I ain't taking nothing from him. This ain't no huge knock on him, but you know, I just seen everybody throwing their hands up when I was listening to him. I was like, I don't want to just hear no politician, right? Like this case is bigger than being a politician. Like, we need some real in this. Like, we need some realness. Cause like, what happened to the GOAT? What happened to Karen Reed? And the GOAT still going through it, did the most fucking jail time. Like Karen Reed free, so she on the side. But it still happened to her. But the GOAT still going through it. Not just him. Cause I don't know how many more candidates I got to listen to, but I need these candidates to be direct. Stop going wading in the water with me. Stop going around the corner. Like, we need to hear. I got to hear him. You know, like, I don't know who he is. I don't want nobody who bad. I'm not saying Deitch ain't the one, but I want to hear these candidates. Like, I want the best candidate, right? You know, I do. Cause like I said, the GOAT, you know, all the shit he done been through for doing his job. He the most he a top three. To me, he the most important motherfucker in his area, surrounding area. Like, he the most important person in Norfolk County to me. But like, I'm talking about in Massachusetts, he top three to me. And I'm serious. Put him in 1, 2, or 3. So, oh yeah, what turned me off was, yeah, I remember now. No, hey Bob, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear him. I can't wait. But what turned me off from Deitch is like, and this seriously turned me off. Like, it's a strong criticism from when they asked him, like, would you fire everybody in that office? And he said, no, I know this other candidate talking about he gonna make everybody do a application over, but no, I wouldn't do that. I would whoop-de-whoop. Excuse me? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. The other one who said he gonna make every one of them motherfuckers reapply, and he said that, and when I heard Dyke say, like, try to use that against him, but the motherfuckers try to they still trying to railroad to go, still making them spend finna be over $1 million. and you gave him pushback. Nah, I know, but it ain't about what. It's about him being real. Like I ain't trying to hear like I don't give a fuck about them people in the DA office. They tried to railroad them. No, he didn't say he was gonna fire him. No, the other dude said he was gonna make all them motherfuckers reapply. Um, I got it. Let me play it real quick.
Marcy.
I want to move on to one other future case before I circle back, which is Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy, is facing a number of witness intimidation charges in Norfolk County. There's a special prosecutor who's trying his case, and it's scheduled to go to trial right around the same time that a new DA would be taking over. Have you had conversations about that case? Have you thought about that case, and what would your approach be?
I think I'm not going to comment on specific pending cases, but I will say that I call into question the decision-making of this DA's office based on everything I've seen in cases that I've either investigated or looked at, and I think we need a fresh set of eyes on anything that this DA's office is doing. I'll also say the use of special prosecutors has gotten completely out of hand. We have an office that has a limited budget, most of which goes to salary, and we need to be handling cases with competence and trust and professionalism inside the DA's office. I get asked a lot about corruption in Norfolk County and police misconduct in Norfolk County, and one aspect of my policy agenda is establishing a first-of-its-kind anti-corruption task force in Norfolk County, where we dedicate a senior assistant district attorney and one or more investigators to fielding complaints about public corruption and police misconduct, isolating those people so there isn't a conflict with their other cases, and handling those cases in the professional way we've come to expect from the U.S. Attorney's Office, for example. I think we can do that kind of work. I think we can do it without as many special prosecutors, and I look forward to doing that.
That wasn't the one, but that was good. But I didn't like that because he said something else at first. Let me just find it.
I'm going to ask you one more time if you think more punishment for proctors warranted. Do you think he's
So-
committed crimes here?
So I don't know, and I think
Okay.
my number one priority when I get into office.
But your plan is not to come in and fire everyone.
No, and I know there's a candidate in the race who has said that everyone in the office is going to need to reapply for their jobs. That is not my message at all.
Okay.
And I think I want to meet people where they are. I want to be thoughtful about the leadership of the office, and I want to make sure that I get to know people who are there before making some of the more significant personnel changes that ultimately will need to be made. I'll also say this: it won't just be me. I intend to bring in a team to help me lead the office to balance out my federal criminal experience with state criminal experience. And the key aspect there is I will bring people who've been supervisors in other DA's offices, for example, who share my values and share my positive vision for the future of the Norfolk County DA's office.
I mean, I know that he can't say that, but his wordplay should be better than that. Like I'm this dude is super smart. And like this is the biggest case in Norfolk history. Like a woman was finna get sent to the penitentiary for life. The goat went to jail and facing 100 years. Right. I know he can't just come out and just whoop-de-whoop. But don't tell me about the other candidates saying he gonna make everybody reapply as he fucking should. Like you saying the same thing, but you talking about you gonna go and evaluate, that's the same thing. But every motherfucker in there need to be out of there. I don't trust none. Like Laura was saying earlier, the janitor need to be fucking fired too. It need to be a full fucking reset. They fucked up in there. And they been there all for years. Right? They trying to send a goat to jail for 100 years. Man, fuck everybody in that piece of shit ass DA office. All them bitches need to be fired. Now Morrissey, I fucking can't stand Morrissey with fucking nothing in me. That was the piece of shit. But what I'm telling you is when he say like that office did that to them, to the GOAT and Karen Reed. Like, don't try to make fun of the other dude because the other dude said he gonna make them reapply. No, I'm critical of I can't wait to hear the other people. I'll be critical. Man, we need to be critical of them, man. The GOAT facing 100 years. I don't give a fuck about these dudes' feelings, like they need to, like, this is serious, man. They've been getting fucked over for years. if he endorsed by Karen and her family, does that mean he knows what a farce that case was? Aiden is totally connected to Karen. I mean, okay. Not every person in that office is involved in the cases. That's true, but it need to be a sweep. I don't care if they ain't invited. It need to be a sweep. Can't trust them. No, I get you, Kayla. No, I can't trust them. And you know, like I you know, like I know what that place. Yeah, he do. Like, but I'm just saying, I ain't like not saying that he shouldn't be the guy. I don't know. I don't know. But it's heating up now. Yeah. Yeah, I would look into everything. Like I feel like that whole place, like they got to go. Like remember, y'all. Oh, I will, Bob. I definitely will. I'm gonna listen to that. I'm gonna listen to that later. Like the like they like the goat is facing 100 years, right? Like and that evil ass place down there did it. Not chipping his hand, right? Well, yeah, I'm gonna say chip his hand, but because this is the thing right here. This election to me is like different to probably any other election I've never seen. Beautiful Laura, and I'm being serious, right? The fuckery of a woman almost getting sent to jail for life, right? The goat facing 100 years, right? It's like I feel like Cuz need to sell itself more. And like I said, I liked it some of the interview, but I'm like it's certain part you got to be critical with these candidates about because it ain't about them. It's about who's gonna be the best fucking candidate and who gonna do this shit the right way and who is better to be set in place. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, like I said, I was in the go chat. And I know everybody been saying Deitch, but like I said, I don't know Deitch. Like I don't know him. Like he may he may turn out to be the candidate. I don't know none of them dudes, right? But just say Deitch may turn out to be the guy. We gonna see. But I'm saying, you know, we need some. We I want not just him, because I want to see this out of all the candidates. I want thoroughness. I want realness. Like because this ain't no election like no other. This election is monumental because it has to be the right guy because the GOAT done exposed one of the biggest corruptions ever. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. He may be the guy, but I'm not putting my I'm not putting my eggs in all my eggs in a basket yet for him or none one of other these candidates. Taylor said, let me explain. Let me explain my comment. Yes, you need to be critical of all candidates. I meant you were being critical of his words and vocabulary, which considering what they have in office now, he's already better. Yeah, I'm very critical. Yeah, and I agree with that. You're right, Kayla. I am because his vocabulary with this election, it really means something. Like it truly do. Right? I don't know who he is. This guy was working in Boston, right? You know, like he was a federal prosecutor. You know, while the feds didn't do nothing to. You know, like, and then the police chief, you know, did that to Deaver. Deaver said he said that the police chief said he did. Like, listen. I don't know. I want the best opponents to win. Right? I truly do. I truly do. Deitch will hire the right assistant district attorney and the right state police. Hope so. Hope so. Lord will say true because I really like him, even though I'm on, I'm in VA. Bob say, Crawford played some interviews in this choice. Dijana Perkins. Okay, so that's the one who I was reading about earlier who filed a complaint against him. That don't mean he broke no law, but she filed a complaint. Like I can't wait. So who is it? So what's the other candidate name? My guy Bob. I know Dijana Perkins. What's that dude name? That cause see yeah, cause I didn't know that was the Dijana Perkins. What's the dude name? Like I'm finna listen to all these motherfuckers. I'm gonna be honest. And like I said, this ain't making me. Scroll up. Nah, this ain't. I don't dislike Deets. He said the feds was supposed to give the state the information. I don't know. I think the feds bigger than the state, man. I think the feds could do. I mean, I know that for sure. The feds is bigger than the state. Oh, Greg Connor. Okay, Greg Connor. Okay, I can't wait. Now look at y'all. This race is important. Oh, Connor is Morrissey main man. Oh, so fuck him. Like for real? What you mean? Like what's their connection? Before I say fuck him, like, cause I don't know. What's their connection? What's their connection? Cause I want to know how he is, man. Was he working in the office with him? Was he under him? He was under him. I didn't know how that worked, boy. What? Is like, but no. Okay, so he worked for Morrissey, so that's the guy who we definitely don't want to win. So he already xed out. Just off reputation. You know, he already xed out. Oh, he xed out. So what's up with Dejana Perkins? But that was but ain't that the guy who said he gonna make everybody reapply? Man, I'm praying too, boy. I ain't lying. I don't want the wrong person to win. I want the right person to win. Like, but we know Morrissey is a piece of shit, and anybody who was connected with him, you know, they just already xed off. Here's Morrissey's endorsement and the union money. But you know, when I was just in an interview today, cuz I mean, you know, Adam done made the most money. But you know, like the GOAT was explaining today, it ain't about raising the most money, it's about getting the votes. It's about getting the votes. But that's a good thing, though. He raised the most money. That's a good thing. That's great for him. Like, seriously. Cuz got the campaign. Like, all of them do. All the candidates have to campaign. But, you know, like, and gotta make it happen. You can't let nobody outwork you. Craig McCallan, is he good? Man, I can't wait to see, I can't wait to see, like I said, y'all, these candidates lie. All of them gonna lie. But you know, they ain't gonna always lie. But you have to be able to filter out everything to come up with the best decision. Like, I ain't no resident in Massachusetts, because this shit hitting hard, because the right person got to be in that office, or what does Morrissey do leaving if the right person don't get in the office? So, um, I'm intrigued, seriously, right, about this right here. Cause like I say, a person can fool you. Everybody can say, "Oh, Adam Deitch is the greatest," but trust me, we could have seen candidates who we think is the greatest, and they can fool you too. Like, they can. Like, these dudes are smart and skillful, and I'm talking about, and women too, all of them. Crawford and Dust Diana. Oh man. So oh man. I mean, like, they gotta make their case, man. Like, the person who ever did with Morrissey, okay, but I don't know. The Perkins lady. Don't know her. Shout out to Mo. She say vote Deitch. Mo said yes. Mo, why is yes? Why? Tell me why. But and I ain't saying he ain't the man to vote for, right? I ain't saying that, but like you know, so I need him to be more thorough. Like, don't just be no politician. Like, and this is for any candidate. And I ain't saying that I don't believe nothing. I'm thinking about the city and the corruption and how the goat facing 100 years. We got to get the right guy in there, or lady. Stop what? Stop what? I ain't saying he ain't the guy. I said he's smart. He intelligent. Now the other dude who the John kind of fuck him because he associated with Morrissey. It's a Dejana Perkins, so I gotta hear her. Like I say, I want the best candidate. I want the best candidate to win. I ain't into none of that. Like, if Deitch is the best candidate, I want him to show it and win it and prove it. That's all I want. But I don't, like, he said, this was said right here, and like I said, he intelligent as shit. Like it was great.
But your plan is not to come in and fire everyone.
No, and I know there's a candidate in the race who has said that everyone in the office is going to need to reapply for their jobs. That is not my message at all.
Okay.
And I think I want to meet people where they are. I want to be thoughtful about the leadership of the office, and I want to make sure that I get to know people who are there before making some of the more significant personnel changes that ultimately will need to be made. I'll also say this: it won't just be me. I intend to bring in a team to help me lead the office, to balance out my federal criminal experience with state criminal experience. And the key aspect there is I will bring people who've been supervisors in other DA's offices, for example, who share my values and share my positive vision for the future of the Norfolk County DA's office.
Now, you say Perkins thinks Karen Reed is guilty. I got to look up her. And I got to look her up. But like, look, like I said, I ain't saying he ain't the best guy, but what they did to Karen Reed, Mr. Deitch or Deitch, I apologize. If I'm saying your last name incorrectly. But what they did to her, try to send her away for life, and she was innocent. And what they doing to the GOAT right now, he facing 100 years, right? Like, when they asked you, would you fire them, and you say, I know this candidate who's running saying that he's going to make everybody reapply. Well, Deitch, I want to hear you say you're going to fire every one of them motherfuckers. Like, that's what I want to hear. Like, they deserve if nobody in there. Like, I want to hear that. I want to hear the wordplay. I want to hear that. Like, I'm thinking about the GOAT. Fuck, and even Karen, I'm thinking about Karen Reed too, because they tried to fuck that lady. And like I said, y'all, what they did to her was terrible. And anybody who work in that fucking office need to be fired. Whoever wins, they need to be out of there. A probable cause. I mean, the way before. I mean, I don't know if she just said that all the way through, or was she saying that before Turtle Boy came in and changed the game, before the GOAT came in and changed the game. Like I don't know. So I'm saying I want the best candidate to win. Have she ever talked down on the GOAT? And be honest, have she ever talked down on the GOAT? Let me know. Because any candidate who doesn't talk down on him, then they disqualified. Like, and be honest, have she ever talked down on the GOAT? Because we could talk about, like I said, I ain't mad at Karen no more. I hope her and the GOAT get back together and make magic happen. Right? But she say probable cause, the GOAT going through what he going through. We ain't seen none of Karen, but that's neither here or there. We just got to be objective about it. But have she ever said anything about the GOAT? Have she said he was terrible or he didn't do the right thing? Or he should be charged? If she said that, she could fuck herself. And I mean that with everything in me. All right? I got my own fucking opinion, right? Like, ain't look, it ain't. I ain't picking against Deitch. I'm saying I want to hear it, right? Just like when the ghost said, he said something today. Like he said, I forgot what the ghost said. That what he said he would say. He said he don't need to do that. I agree with the ghost with that. He don't need to be saying what the ghost. He said something in this, and I can't remember that word. But come on now. Nobody still ain't answer my question. Does Jonathan Perkins ever talk down on the GOAT that said he was guilty for anything? Because I'm riding with the GOAT. Like, for real. If she did that, she could fuck herself. But if she ain't did that, then what? Right? Like, it's easy to say what somebody else did, but talk about what people do too. Right? Come on now. I got my own fucking opinion. I'm riding with the GOAT. I ain't handpicking these candidates because everybody jumping up and down. I want to hear them say what they gonna do. Shit. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. Right? He was in Boston. Right? Like, come on now. This the biggest election in fucking history in Norfolk County. Shit. And the GOAT is priority number fucking one. Because he the reason for unmasking this shit. I don't get everybody. No, like, look, I respect y'all opinion. I ain't telling y'all not to say what y'all say, but like, I respect it, and I'm gonna say what I say. Simple as that. All right. Like, I'm talking about what he got to go through, what he going through. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Shit. Like, for real. Come on now. Like, shit. Man, stop. Listen, the GOAT is the most important person. I ain't give the dude who connected to Morris, he could fuck himself. But I want to hear these candidates. If all these candidates done said if the GOAT is guilty except Deitch, okay, cool, I'm sold. I'm sold. I shut the fuck up. It'll be Deitch, Deitch, Deitch. If DeJohna Perkins said that, I shut the fuck up. But I want to hear these candidates. It ain't about because people churn for one person because they saying what you want to hear. We hear a lot of politicians say what you want to hear, but it's their actions gonna be mean presidents. Like what happened to the GOAT, is that ever gonna happen to him again? Like any one of these candidates, right? Like if you ain't besides the motherfucker who with Morrissey, right? You know, if you ain't never said that the GOAT didn't do the right thing, if you say he did the wrong thing, then fuck yourself. I don't know. But I know I see a lot of shit going on now. These interviews going on now. See them going on now, and I want to see. All right, this is about getting the right person in the office. If it's Deitch, then I want it to be proven. that it's him. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know, these politicians could trick you, trust me. And Mo, you should know that personally, how a politician could trick fucking me. So I'm paying attention. Come on now. Like if Deitch the guy, then okay, he'll be the guy, but I want to see. Like for real. I don't want to hear good things getting talked about that office there. Like they all fucking corrupt in that office. See, you say I'm not paying attention. I watch Deitch and I'm doing that and I'm going to cover the others too. Except the motherfucker, well, you know, people piss me off too. It's life. I don't let it define me. I get over it. Um, y'all talking about, listen, yeah, I don't fuck with that dude, Connor, who fucking Morrissey butt buddy. Fuck him. He could fuck himself. Anybody connected with Morrissey could fuck theyself. Now, if these other candidates ain't talked down on the goats, I ain't trying to hear the rhetoric. I want to hear what they about. I want the best person in the job. If it's Deitch, it's gonna be him. If it's other people besides the fucking motherfucker who Morrissey is co-signing, the fuck himself. But if nobody else ain't said nothing bad about the goats, Mo, get out of here. I said his last name Deitch. Deitch, stop that. Stop it. Stop it. I didn't mean get out of here like that. You know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, take it how you want to take it, though. You know what I'm talking about. Like, damn, somebody in their feelings. You know, I didn't even mean it like that. You know what I'm talking about. So stop. You just told me I'm pissing you off. Like, come on now. Pissing you off for what? Because I want what's best for the fucking GOAT? Because people can't just make me make my mind up quick, fast. Nobody can't make me make my fucking mind up. I want to see. Shit. Fuck the dude who Morrissey co-signed. But if them other candidates ain't talked down on the GOAT and they done said great things about him, then I'm listening. Not finna just handpick a person because other people say so. No. If he end up being that guy, then he end up being him. I ain't even mad. I'm just saying, I ain't mad. I'm just saying what I say. You know? Just saying what I say. Cause I could say what the hell I want to say. Like, I ain't on here saying that Deitch ain't the person. I just went over his shit. Like I'm gonna go over the other people's shit. But it can't make me, you know, like, come on now. Politicians fucking lie to get in office, right? You come on now. Just an opinion. If people mad at my opinion, I don't give a shit. I'm not picking no person. I'm looking the whole way through. If people just want to put Adam Deitch in their pocket, now, if you know he the man now, okay. Well, I don't know it yet. But I do know He is smart, intelligent as hell, and we finna see how this go. But I ain't handpicking nobody because other people handpicking him. What? Who does that? No, yeah, I know. I didn't know. Connor's. He just mentioned it to me. DeJean Parker too. Like, okay, but I didn't pronounce the name right. I didn't know. I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying. He mentioned it to me a while ago. I seen a clip of him doing the interview. I just forgot. But who cares if I forgot or not? It's about I don't care about the motherfucker because he got co-signed from Morris. He could fuck himself. He already disqualified. But nobody still on there on here said nobody else than one of them other candidates said nothing bad about the GOAT. Oh, y'all saying because they said the genre said it was probable cause. Like, I don't agree with that, but have she ever said something about the GOAT? All right? Like, come on now. And like I stated earlier, right? Um, like the GOAT is the reason for the season, right? He is the reason for the season. He the creme de la creme. Point blank, period. He put everything into opening up this corruption and getting it broadcast all over the world. He did that. And that's how I'm coming on that. That's how I'm coming on that. He the reason for the season, right? Like, I'm talking about real shit. I ain't on no drama or nothing. I ain't with none of that. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I give a fuck about the right motherfucker getting Norfolk County, whoever it is. If it's Deitch, okay. I can't vote. I just giving my opinion. Crazy work. Crazy work. But like I say, it's about the goats. I know the goat like Deitch. I know that. Okay. Okay. And he, like I say, Deitch might be the guy, but I'm not finna put my eggs in a basket with, especially not the motherfucker who co-signed Maury. He disqualified. But the other candidates, if they ain't saying nothing bad about the GOAT, right, you know, what you want me to say? I want the best person to win. I can't, how do I know Adam Deitch, you know, is who he say he is? How do we know that for sure? Not saying he ain't. How do we know any of these candidates is for sure? But that's not what I'm talking about. We need to make sure it's the right candidate. And if it's him, it's him. But how do we know that? What, because Karen Reed endorsed him? Not me. Okay, how much you like him? I ain't just putting my hand in that basket. Not doing it. I want what's right for that county. And like I say, in that county and in a state, like in that county, the GOAT, the most important person. And in that state, he top 3 most important. That's my opinion. People may disagree, but I think the GOAT is one of the top 3 people when it comes of importance in Massachusetts. That's the truth. Maybe number 1. The governor ain't did more shit than the GOAT. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kayla. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I I just ready for change. Like you say, some people may take offense, like you're questioning their judgment or their opinion, and that's not the case. That's not it. That's not it, Kayla. I'm just speaking my own opinion. Look, Deitch may be the guy, but can I just say I fully trust this dude after what just happened to the GOAT and Karen Reed? Or any one of these candidates, and I ain't just saying him. I mean it. But what, and you know what I would expect, right? Is, you know, these people, the candidates, to, you know, holler at the GOAT. Besides that bitch ass dude who Morrissey co-signed. But it ain't got to be on our date. These people who are candidates who ain't did nothing to the GOAT, they need to have private sit downs with him. He's important to talk to. And I truly mean that. Because it's about him. He the reason for the season. And in this county, I think it's crucial, right? Like it, and all these candidates who, like, seriously, because you could probably not like a candidate and the candidate could change your mind. Like, I'm just saying. And I ain't saying that's the case, but I think that these candidates in that area, that county, if they don't holler at the GOAT in a private sit down, yeah, yeah, you can't discuss it. One wrong thing said and it get taken the wrong way. That's what I'm saying. But, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, and that's why I said I appreciate everybody who disagree with me. But I do. I don't get offended. It's it's you know, repetition is just that's it. Causes people to take offense even though they know deep down you didn't mean anything towards them. Yeah, and I really didn't. It's just I don't like people to think they could tell, you know, like I tell me that I, you know, can't have my opinion. Because I want everybody to have their opinion. I ain't, and look, if you get me an opinion, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, all right, yeah. right? And I say Massachusetts. Do you really trust Adam Deitch? Because like the reason why I say that, when I'm in a go chat, everybody raising their hands in there. Like, because I was doing my show and my phone was on Do Not Disturb. Then I went over there after my show to watch the bus stop live. And I'm looking at it, and I'm watching the interview, and I'm critical of some things that he's saying, right? But I see everybody got their hands up, so I'm like, do y'all really trust him like that? Like, cause looks and a funky pair of lips could be deceiving. And why I tell everybody, believe half of what you hear and all of what you see. Like, and the reason why I say that this case different to me. I mean, this election different. This is the biggest election in Norfolk history, in Massachusetts history, right? For a DA, and you got to pick the right guy or woman. You got to pick the right person. It's that crucial. Because these candidates, and look, he doing a great job. He done raised the most money. So that's great. But like the GOAT was saying on his show today, y'all listen to him. It ain't about how much money you make, it's about the voters you get. Right. It's the same thing when voting on the president. You should be cautious of how you spend your vote. But that's what sucks about politics. Sometimes you don't know till you vote them in. Tell me about it. Look at everybody going at Trump now. Because he lied. Think about all the people who done turned against him. Oh, think about how Elon Musk and him fell out at one point. I'm telling y'all, that's why I say these politicians could tell you one thing, right? It sounds good, and sometimes it be true. But these politicians also lie. And not just saying him, all of them, right? And it's important in each city, county, it's important that the right person in there. But I don't think it's no DA job more important than the one in Norfolk. In the United States. Yeah, this is where freedom of speech really matters. If you truly believe it, you'll respect other opinion, even if you don't agree. Exactly. And I respect everybody's opinion. I truly do, right? Just like I hope everybody can respect my opinion. Shit, because this shit is about the GOAT. He's still going through it. I spent $1 million. These candidates got to show me something. I ain't penciling well, that fucker who got uh Morrissey behind him. Fuck him. He already X'd out. But the rest of these people, if they ain't saying nothing bad about the GOAT, I'm not just penciling them in. Just because other people say they are the one. Not doing it. Not me. Because I know this is important. And I know these people need to understand, how important the GOAT is. And they need to work hand in hand. And they need to go have private sit downs with him. I truly mean that. I truly mean that. Like, you understand, politicians are like salesmen. Politicians are like salesmen. Politicians are like salesmen, right? There's no lies detected. They sell you, right? This ain't nothing I'm making up. This is reality. And shit, the most important person in Norfolk County is the goats. And whoever ain't winning the goat, and I ain't even saying that people can't they can't criticize him, but long as they ain't say he was guilty on nothing or like on some bullshit like that, because everybody ain't got to agree with him, but just respect it. It's his how he feel, but you ain't got to agree with it. They won't because they want every vote. They even want anti-vote, so they won't openly support Adam 1,000%. They will say they will look into it, but that's about as far as they will go enforcing. And I don't like that. I mean, I mean, kind of understandable, but I still don't like it. I don't like it. It's not understandable to me. It's not. It's not. It's not, because he the reason why Morrissey bitch ass is leaving. He the reason why all the rest of these bitch ass motherfuckers is gone. If, like, y'all feel like, if any candidate feel like he a liability, they out of line, right? They need to go, and I know, I'm not, that's why I say privately. I ain't saying do it on camera, right? And they ain't even got to tell nobody. I don't want to know. Nobody don't need to know. They're not business. But I'm saying, if these candidates ain't saying nothing, the ones who ain't saying nothing bad about the GOAT, it's mandatory for them to go sit down and tell them how they coming. Like, real talk. It's mandatory. Trust me. Because they don't want to put the wrong one in there. And then you see the GOAT. Why they call him the GOAT. Well, I call him the GOAT. Right? Real talk. Why I call him the GOAT. So, yeah, all right. All right. I ain't saying Deitch ain't the man. But yeah, now we don't know. They haven't. We would only know if it became public. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even want it to become public. Like I just feel like it's just an obligation. Like I feel like it ain't. It's just they should understand how important the GOAT is. Like he's the most important person in that county. Like top 3 most important in Massachusetts. This is my opinion. You ain't got to agree. This is what I feel like. The work he did, still doing through the fire he's walking through, that's unprecedented, right? And still knocking, and he knocked the doors down. Mike Jones' voice, right? Through still walking through the fire. Need to go holler at him. And look, what I don't like them, them like if you want this job, this one, like you got to put some realness into it. I don't want to hear a politician talk and people can say, "Oh, this politician." No, politicians could be real and be politicians at the same damn time because this is important. This is important. It's the most important election in Massachusetts history. And like I said, I ain't crowning him or anybody else who ain't said nothing bad about the GOAT. Like the dude who rock with Morris, he could fuck himself. I will not cover him. His name is Connor, so I would not fucking cover Connor. But ain't nobody told me them other candidates said nothing bad about the GOAT. And this ain't me throwing no shots at Karen Reed, but like they say she said, DeJounte Parker said Karen Reed may have probable cause. I don't agree with her, but Karen Reed ain't been to now one of the GOAT court cases. That's how I feel. I ain't mad at Karen Reed, but I don't when people tell me something, I have to make an objection back and say, well, she ain't did this, so like, come on now. But I got no mad, and I wish Karen Reed the best. I hope she get $1 billion, and I hope her and the GOAT work they shit out. I truly do. Truly do. But um I like what I heard out of him today, but it was some stuff I didn't like. Right? I want you to, act like Aiden Carter. Don't sit up and say, oh, we understand it's public, right? But we talking about you want to say shout out to Emily C in the building. You want to say you want to say like I like you want to say it's public, like, and they say and then he's a federal prosecutor. So I give him credit for that, and he's a former U.S. assistant district attorney. So I give him credit for that. I read his resume earlier. Like, people who know her didn't know I read his resume, before I gave my breakdown. So, it's easy to come on her and, get midway in the conversation, like just like me. If I go get midway in the conversation and don't hear the whole thing, right? But I gave his resume, an excellent resume. The main thing I seen on there was him going against corruption. But, I just think about, damn, dude, you was a federal prosecutor in Boston? Like, FBI? Like, what you saying that you seen a lot of stuff wrong in the Karen Reed case, and the FBI is bigger than the fucking police. That's all I'm saying. I do not dislike this guy. I think he's a smart, intelligent guy. But I'm judging these people critically because y'all gotta understand the GOAT done spent $1 million fucking dollars on attorney fees. So if you don't understand how important the next DA is in this office and how they have to make you understand and feel them, like, it's like this election, I ain't no resident of Massachusetts. I'm not. But I am locked in on this race. And it's for Karen Reed and the GOAT and anybody else down there who done been unjust, just like the people who, if Proctor did them dirty and they're in jail, they're going to look at that case now to see what happened, right? So I'm telling you, it's about the best candidate, right? Oh man, my condolences, Emily. My condolences. I want the best person, right? Oh, good. Shit, if people just sold on Adam Deitch, that's I'm not. Not sold on nobody. Sold on the GOAT. Who gonna do who gonna do good by him and Karen Reed because they deserve it the most for how they just got did by this DA, and other people deserve it too because you don't know how many motherfuckers this DA done fucked up. But guess who uncovered that shit? Right? Karen Reed, yeah, they got her, right? But who uncovered that shit? Fucking what go say 12, 13 months. Sometime how many of the months he say Alan Jackson was out there and you could see the GO looking at him, then the GO went to work and he made shit happen. So, like I say, I believe half of what I heard and all of what I see. Right? You know? And it's just getting started. And I seen some more stuff and I can't wait to watch. Like I said, this election means something to me. I ain't even from Massachusetts. But I know I want the right person to win. Right? I do. Want the right person to win. I do, you know. You know, it's easy to hear people say they'll go in and look stuff up again. I just can't just take these politicians for their word. Yeah, it sound good. But like the promises you make got to be the first actions you do. That's what's gonna set the precedence. They can say, "Oh, I'm gonna go back in here and look at all the information." Like when this dude say he don't know if Proctor committed another crime, like that's being political. And that's not the time to do that, sir. This is a big race. People are watching you. You don't know if Proctor the bigot, after he set up Karen Reed, set up Turtle Boy, you don't know if he committed another case. It's not the time. Oh, people don't like me being critical of that? Stop it. Stop. Like, how is that politically correct? Say absolutely it's the strongest possibility in the goddamn world that he did that. If he tried to take a woman down for double homicide and they got this 100 years tagged up against a GOAT, he talking about he don't know. He ain't looked into the information. You got to use your common sense sometimes. All right? This ain't the time to just be super politically incorrect. This ain't it. It ain't. But like I say, I'm intrigued. Um, Ready to see the other candidates. You know, I want everybody to know I appreciate everybody. I respect y'all opinions. You know, y'all could disagree with me, like I always tell y'all can. That don't mean I'm mad or angry because I'm giving my opinion back. Because, you know, that word was made of me, but I can't get my opinion back. I just got a loud voice. I just be excited when I talk. Y'all, like, come on, man. But yeah. So I just appreciate everybody. I want y'all to know that don't, because we're not gonna let the perception get out there. Like I'm like that. I let too many perceptions get out there of me already, and this ain't finna be one of them because I got my opinion. That don't mean I'm mad at nobody. I'm just gonna debate the opinion. That's all we doing is giving our opinions. So don't try to make that opinion and say I'm not listening or I'm not looking. That's not fair. Just because people got their eggs all in one basket and I'm not moving like that. Not doing it. Like I said, he may be the guy. Right? He may be. I don't know. Why? Because he done been on some of the on this side people shows. Okay. Okay. So that makes him signed, sealed, and delivered? No. Not in my book. But now listen, I see everybody loving him though. Right? And I ain't mad at that. Like I said, he is smart and intelligent. And I'm not saying that he ain't gonna do it, but I need to see some human side in this shit, especially in this election. Like that shit is needed. It turns me off when he say, I don't know if Proctor committed another crime, but in the video before that, he on there saying how Proctor said all these terrible things and black folks down in the system should go against him. So you don't know if he committed another crime. It just didn't sit right with me hearing them say that. Then when she say, do you think Proctor committed other crimes? Huh? Excuse me, sir? I'm just saying, you got to pay attention to every word. Of course he did. All right, now look, I don't know who on her, right? I don't know how many people on her. I don't know who on her. But if I could guarantee, I could press one, because I'm finna push one, right? Because I believe 100% Proctor committed another crime, and I would say it. Who else believes 100%? If you do, press one. If not, press two. I'm just asking for participation. I'm just trying to see something. Because I can say for certainty he did. I can say for certainty he did. And don't feel no type of way about it. That's what I want to hear. Like, you call them bigots and say black folks, and he right about that. But then when she asks you, do you think he committed another crime? I don't know. I haven't been there to look at all the information. Excuse me, sir. I'm just saying, though. But, hey, I'm ready to look at the other candidates, do my due diligence, right? Because this is important. I think, like, respectfully, besides the fucktard and Connor who Morrissey is co-signing, I think everybody needs to do their due diligence and really look in there, because this is an important election. Don't let people make your mind up for you. You got to look at it for yourself. Straight up. But I appreciate y'all to death. Love y'all to death. See y'all soon. TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
savage as fuck.